You. If you like all things entertainment, current events, or Hollywood, then look no further. Creator to Creators, hosted by director Miosha Bean of Horror Noir, interviews filmmakers and creatives from around the world. Join in on the fun, guest celebrities, and informative information to have as a creator. Hit subscribe and stay connected to Creator to Creators. Hi guys, welcome to Creator to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Dmytro Panchenko.
Beautiful. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it very much.
For sure. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I read your bio. You are absolutely fantastic artist. You're very amazing, very talented at what you do. Tell me, I always wonder like how artists and how creators from the beginning, like growing up, what was your childhood like? And how did you find yourself interested in the art world?
It's I guess it's a very long story because I started to make art not really from the childhood.
Mm.
I consider myself as an artist from my childhood, I guess, when I was a child. But I started to paint maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
Before that, I didn't create art, but I learned art. I learned art and art history and art history. But 10 years ago, I started to paint. I just goes to store, buy some pencils and paper, and started to draw to draw a famous portrait of Napoleon Bonaparte.
Nice.
Yes, and I like it. And after I bought a paint and a canvas, and I started to paint in Impressionism. Later, I started to make abstractions.
Nice. So abstract art. That's awesome. Were your family, when you first got into, what was their response to you getting into the art world? Were they supportive or?
Yes. They are supportive, and my mother helps me with my art because I'm from Ukraine. My mother's still in Ukraine. I live in Poland 10 years now, and most of my artworks now in Ukraine. And my mother selling my works.
That's awesome.
She's like my manager.
Hey, I say keep it in the family. It's the best.
Yes.
That's awesome. Like I'm curious. So, what inspires you to like certain art paintings? Like when you start to you want to create a project or a theme. What do you do to get into that process to this is what I want to do?
Yes, first of all, art for me it's about my personality. Some time ago, I listened a lecture about Freemasonry, and I liked that idea that 300 years ago or 400 years ago, that guys just makes a meeting and they worked on personality of each other.
Yes.
Main idea was you need to be better tomorrow than you is today.
Yes.
Yes, and I started to make art. Art for me is like about my personality. I make my personality better day after day. I try to be tomorrow better than I is today.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
and also it's about learning new information. When I started to make art, I meet a lot of people around the world, different people, mostly artists and beautiful people, and it's very nice. I changed in 10 years. I changed my life just, and I don't know, and I like 180 degrees.
Wow, that's
I
great.
turned it around, and it's beautiful. I just create art. I learn about art, about artists. Now I read the biography of Kazimir Malevich, amazing deconstructivist and the creator of suprematism. It's
Mm,
also nice ideas. This guy, he also was originally from Ukraine,
nice.
and he lived 100 years ago in the and he was born in end of 19th century and lived in 20th century, and great ideas in his head. I
Nice.
just read it, and I can get it how he just make it 100 years ago without internet, without
Right. Social
all that
media.
information we have today. A great philosopher, not only artist. He was a philosopher.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that. I love that. Like, I love what you said about that, the fact that he could make such art without what we have now, the tools that we have now,
yeah,
in our time, like I said, the internet, we can reach people from anywhere, any part of the world, just the internet. It's
yeah.
amazing what we can do now. But do you think, like, as far as like your art, uh, do you like, do you get a lot of like people writing you about like, hey, I had like like certain, like, what does your art mean, what's behind it, like the meaning of your artwork? Because abstract, I was reading some of your stuff, it was like a star is born, and then there's a few other things that you have there, which is really cool. I love how you do it. And then your art's also in exhibits. I mean, that's super exciting to just get that feedback from other people that look at your art. How is that? Like, you go to exhibit and then you meet the people and they're just giving you feedback on your work, but that's pretty exciting.
Yes, it's really interesting, and I like that we have now internet and other social media platforms. We can show it. Now I have I now participate in online gallery, online exhibition somewhere
Nice.
in Sicily, in Italy.
Nice. That's
Yes,
awesome.
it's great. And yes, main question that people said, that what is about, what you depicted in that picture. Yes, what you want to show.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't say nothing because I don't know what to say. I just make it. I
Yeah.
just make it. Sometime maybe 3, maybe 4 years ago, I don't remember. It was before pandemic, before all these events we had 2 years, 2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
I find that scheme. I like artworks from artists from Renaissance period, Renaissance and Baroque period. I just take that color scheme from their frescoes and canvases,
Mhm.
and I just put that color scheme on the canvas, and
Mm.
I also use the medical syringe to
Yeah.
put paint, like in style of Jackson Pollock. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice.
And I mix that color scheme on the canvas, just make some colored background,
Nice.
and put that dripping syringe. I don't know how to say, just paint from syringe, and also looks cool. But
Yeah.
how to explain to the people what they see on the picture, I
Mhm.
don't know. I think most purpose from abstract art, it's it's about highest intuition. It means you must by yourself understand and see what you see on this picture. Yes.
Oh yeah, like your own
Right.
interpretation, right,
Yes.
of
Yes.
your art. So that's like that brings up a really cool. I like that. Like everyone has a different interpretation of
Yeah.
what they look at when they view your art. Everyone's interpretation is different from
Yeah.
each other. So that's really cool. I like that. That's awesome. Would you say that art inspires? In what way does art inspire the world to you?
No, yes. It's art is a huge thing from artists around the world need to create not only art but also an ideas how to change the world, not only how to show the world or copy the world,
Yeah.
but art is also about ideas. For example, artists from Baroque period in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
they created they created hyper realistic sculptures and frescoes and canvases for churches with the religious subjects. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And why they did that? Because they try to show for the people who can't read Bible, they showed them the bibliological dramatical subject
Mm.
to they just try to put in their head what means Bible.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. And I like that idea from Baroque Rome, from artist Gian Lorenzo Bernini,
Mm-hmm.
who was the architect and sculptor from Baroque period. He created that square before St. Peter Church, St. Peter Square
Okay.
in Rome, in Vatican City.
Yes.
And he put in the center of that square that obelisk from ancient Rome. That obelisk was delivered to Rome from Egypt.
Uh,
And that idea of this obelisk was this obelisk was the latest thing that Saint Peter saw in his eyes in the end of his life, because he was executed in the stadium or circus from Nero's period. And that obelisk was latest thing that he was watched in his eyes, latest seconds. Wow. in his life. And Saint Peter in his life watched not only that obelisk but also Jesus Christ. That because that obelisk staying now in Saint Peter's Square. It's a great idea. When you saw it, when you go in to St. Peter's Basilica, St. Peter's Church, and you see that obelisk, you imagine, wow, I just see the same thing that
he saw.
Yeah, this saw St. Peter.
That's amazing.
He also saw Jesus Christ when he was alive.
Right. That's so beautiful.
About idea. Yeah.
That is amazing. I love that. Are you working on anything at the moment where people can kind of find you on social media so they can look at your artwork and buy some of your amazing work?
Yes, I work. I just finished one.
Nice.
You can see it, but you can find it on my Instagram page.
Okay, nice.
Yes. I work in. I have a lot of ideas, but not every time I have time to finish it.
I totally get it. It's only 24 hours in a day, so it's like it seems like we don't really have much time to pack all our ideas inside. That's awesome. So where can people find you on social media? What's your Instagram handle so people listening that can go straight there and find you and follow your work?
Yes, it's D. I don't remember. I need to look at it in one eye. Yes, it's simple. It's you can find me by my name Dmytro Panchenko, or you can type d.panart, Panart.
Okay, I'll have the link under the
Yes.
description
Yeah,
box, and so people can follow your amazing work. You're so talented, and I wish you all the best. One more question for you, and what advice would you give to someone that wants to be an artist and start? What advice would you give them?
Just start. Just go to the store, buy some paint or doesn't matter, or pencils or pen. It just start to create something, because main idea of great artists, like not only Kazimierz, who said that new art is not about copying the world, it's about creating new world. And it's also idea of Greek philosopher Plato. He says that art is not about only copying something, not only copying flowers. It just main purpose is to create something new.
Yeah.
If it's possible, because it's also huge work. But just start to make something, and you will find your audience 100%.
I love that. What great advice. Thank you so much for being on, and thank you for sharing your words of wisdom and your time with us. I appreciate it so very much. And yeah, thank you all for listening, and always remember to live, love, laugh. Bye, guys.
Thank you very much.